All right, folks, welcome back to our game of Mage Knight here. Now we're going to get started on the first round that we have. I put Tovak on the board. He is sitting there on the portal. Before we actually start getting him moving around, we've got one kind of last thing we need to do. Looking through my hand here, I've got some movement. I've got healing or draw two cards. I'm thinking about doing that because everything else is ice attack or block, and influence. Not a whole lot of stuff. I could use a lot more movement because I'm really wanting to get up here. So what I'm thinking, to move 4, I'm going to need a blue mana. And sitting here on the source, there's a blue, there's a green, and there's a wild card. So what I was looking at to start things off is we decide what one of the initiative cards we have that we're going to get started with. And I've chosen Mana Steel, which is number 3. When you choose Mana Steel, you take 1 mana die of any basic color. I can't take the gold one. We got a gold, a green, and a blue. I can't take the gold one, but I can take the green or the blue, and I put it on this card. And then I can use it off of this card. Normally, you're only allowed to take 1 die from the source up here. You get to take 1 die during your turn. But using this, it means I'm going to steal an extra one. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and take it, and I am going to take a green one off of it. Okay, and put it here. Now, I shuffled up all the other ones over here and drew one out at random for our dummy player up here, and he took number 5. So his is going to be number 5. Of course, he's not going to draw any 2 cards or anything, but what it means is it gives us the turn order. So he'll go number 5. I'll go number 3. So I will take the first turn. I will be able to go first this turn before I can go through all of everything that I want to do on my particular round before he goes. So that's what we're going to do. The turn will end. Now, we do rounds. We do a number of rounds, which a round is when one of us runs out of our cards, and then the actual turn, the turn ends when one of us runs out of our cards. The round ends after we've done any number of things, like whenever I've used my entire hand of cards, that's the end of the round, and then the dummy player will go. And he'll deal 3, and then it'll be my round again to deal out some new cards. Once we've gone through our entire deck, that's the end of the turn. We flip this over to daytime, re-roll the dice, and start a new turn with it being nighttime now. Okay, so I've got my green die here, and now I'm going to take a look at what I was going to do. And the first thing I am going to do is I am going to pull a green die from, guys, I'm going to pull a green. No. Yes, I'm going to use the green die immediately now. Use it on Tranquility here. And it lets me draw 2 more cards. So I get to pull 2 more cards off my deck. Good, I got March, which gives me more movements. And I get Improvisation. Improvisation says discard another card from your hand to get 3 move, 3 influence, 3 attack, or 3 block. And if I play a red one with it, I can move 5, influence 5, attack 5, or block 5. Okay, so that changes things quite a bit. I was thinking about using the blue one with the stamina and getting move 4. Move 4 would move me there and there. But if I have move 5, each of these requires 2. That's still not going to move me a long ways. Thinking instead of improv, I'm going to use March. So we will bring this down here. Where my turn is going to go right after I accept this phone call from my wife. I'm sorry about that. We've got the phone call over with now. So I was saying I'm going to do stamina here. And on stamina, I'm going to pull a blue from the source and put it here. Now, when you use the mana use the mana on the cards, it allows you to use the lower half, which is the powered half. So just like I used the green one to draw 2 cards down here, I'm now going to use the blue one to move 4. And I'm able to do that because I have the mana steal, which allowed me to take 1 extra die. On top of that, I'm going to play March, and since I can't play another mana on it, we'll use the move 2, which is at the top. So that's going to give me 6 movement points. And you always do your movement before you do any actions. You don't have to take any actions. You don't have to do any movement. But if you're going to move, you have to do the move before the actions. So we have 6 points now. And as you see, every area that's green, all the grassland, costs 2 movement. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6. And we're going to move on to this village space here beside the orc tribe. And what is that orc tribe? That is a tribe of wolf riders. Okay, there are 2 of those in the deck. 2 of the wolf riders there. So we're going to move right beside them. Now that we have moved into the village, we'll pull up the village card here. And at a village, we get the options of we can recruit units, we can heal, and we don't need to do any healing because we don't have any wounds in our deck right now. We can plunder the village. If we plundered the village, we would lose a reputation, but we would immediately get to draw 2 cards. Let's not worry about plundering right now. We've still got some options that we have here. So we're going to look at probably recruiting. And we can recruit anything that's got the village icon on it. And the 2 units that have village icons are the guardsmen and the herbalists. And looking at them, the guardsmen give me a attack of 2 and a block of 4. Now, do we want to do that? We've got influence here. We can get an influence of 2. We need an influence of 5 to get the guardsman, 3 to get the herbalist. I don't think I want to get the herbalist. They heal, they allow me to ready a unit, or I can get a green mana token. The guardsmen allow me to attack with a 2 or block with a 4. I like that block, and any enemy that's blocked loses swiftness. So I'm thinking, let's see, if I have a red one, I could get that block. I could get that there. I think I am going to, I hate doing that because it's like, darn. Maybe I'll just attack. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'll go ahead. I'm not going to recruit anything this turn. I think I will attack the wolf riders there. Now the wolf riders have, if you see at the top, that's a 4. That's their armor. So the way combat works is you do ranged attack first. And we don't have anything in here. None of our cards are range attack cards. So the first thing that they do is they are going to... So you attack any ranged attacks against them first. Then once you range attack, if you kill them, you kill them. If you don't kill them, then they get to attack you, and then you attack them. Since I don't have any ranged attacks to attack them with, they will attack me first, and they have a strength of 3. And they have this little icon there, which means swift. Now, to swift, since they're riding on wolves, what swift means is that to block them, I need twice as much blocking as their attack value. Their attack value there is a 3. So I need 6 points of block to be able to block them without taking any damage. And what do I have? The best I can do as far as blocking, I can block with a 3, I can block with a 2, that gives me 5. Yeah, and that's not going to give me anything to attack with, though. Because I have to attack, they've got a defense of 4, so whatever I attack with, I'm going to have to get a 4 against them. So is that what I want to do? I think what I want to do is I want to hold off. because I don't have anything, I don't have enough that I could attack them back with. Let me see. Hold on, hold on. I need to get at least a 4. And that's not going to work. Nothing that I have here, even if I use improv, nothing I have is going to give me a big enough attack. So I am not going to attack them. Instead, I don't have enough to use any influence, so I am going to call that the end of my round. And it's terrible, terrible thing to end your round with four cards left in your hand. Because you want to try, this is a resource management. I'm looking at quite a few things that I can maybe try next turn. I need some red mana is what I need. Red is my biggest thing down here. Red or, yeah, I've got 3 cards that use red. So I need red or I need wild cards. Okay, so being that's over with, now the dummy takes his turn. So in taking his turn, we roll over 3 cards. Let me take this one back over here. We turn over the top 3 cards. Boom, boom, and boom. The only one we really have to pay attention to is the last one. We look at the color of the mana. In this case, it's a blue, and we look at his. He's got a green and 2 white. If we had a white, we'd have to draw 2 more cards, and that would speed the timer up. If he had a green, we'd draw 1 more card, and that would speed it up a little bit. But with the blue, we don't speed it up at all. So that's the end of his turn. Now, what I do now is we're going to do a cleanup and hand out, deal out another card here. So the way we're going to do that is we take the 2 dice that we used and we re-roll them. So a green and a red. We put them back over here on the source. Okay. We're in a safe place, so we don't have to do any kind of withdrawal or anything. I'm now, since we've refreshed that, I've got 4 cards in my hand still, and I like them all. They give me influence and attack. So since my hand limit is a 5, remember we're still working under the 2 armor and 5 cards. We're going to draw a 5th card, and that gives me ranged attack and movement. So that is great. That is going to let me attack this turn with a ranged attack if I've got a white mana. And I have that wild card over here. I have the gold wild card. So we're going to go with that. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Being that it's still the same round, we're still in the same daytime. I'm still using a 3. He's still using a 5. I don't get to use this as anything anymore except for the number. You know, I've just got it sitting out here to remind me that I go at a 3, he goes at a 5. So I take my turn first, continue going back and forth until we start the next round. Okay, so now I want to attack that one. Now, to get it, I'm going to need a 4. So I start with a ranged attack of 3. Ooh. Is that going to be enough, though? Don't think that's going to be enough. Attack and an attack. I can do it that way. Okay, I can do it that way. So, for ranged attack, I don't think the way attack and combats and stuff like that work, you can always play a card. Like, I could play a thing on here and be a ranged attack. If it was just a regular attack, you can always tap a card on it to stand for anything. So I could use this and attack and get and allow it to be a 5 or whatever. But ranged attacks you can't add to. They have to be just, if you're going to add ranged attacks have to be ranged attacks. You can't add to them except with another ranged attack. So that's not going to help. So we can't make a ranged attack, so it gets to attack us. Got a 3. We got to be able to block a 6. Ugh. Okay. Got to be able to block a 6. So what I will do is I am going to take a red die from the source. Let's put it over here this time. Whoops. I need to put these into the discard pile, don't I? So those are the ones I played before. Okay. I'm going to play improvisation, and I'm going to play it with a red mana off of there. And with a red mana, I can discard any card from my hand to get a move 5, influence 5, attack 5, or block 5. And I'm going to discard the swiftness because I'm not really going to be moving, and it doesn't give me, I can't take another ranged attack. So we'll get rid of swiftness, put it in the discard. Okay. So I've got a block of 5, and I need a block of 6 because of the swiftness. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Let's... Oh, that hurts, 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 hurts. One more. Would that be enough? And that's not going to be enough. Wow. I have got some crappy cards. Let me take a look here, and I'll get right back to you. How am I going to play this out? Okay. There's another rule in Mage Knight that unless you reveal something, you can take your turn back. You can take back your turns until you've revealed information that wasn't there before. So since we haven't rolled any dice and we haven't played any cards, we haven't revealed, nothing's changed in the state that it was in. Everything is still in the same state that it was in. So I'm going to put that red one back over here. We didn't roll it. We've still got the same red one. I'll take the improv back. I'm taking the swiftness back. What I'm going to do instead there, they're attacking us with the 3, but because of swiftness, it's a 6. Like I said, every round is a puzzle. It's how do you best use your cards. So I am going to use this ice block of 3. So I'm going to block it with a 3. And then I'm going to use this to add to it. So we got a 3 block. We got a 4 block. We've got a 5 block. And we've got a 6 block. That blocks the attack. Okay. So we didn't do a ranged attack. They attacked us with a 6. We blocked it with a 3, 4, 5, 6. So the block is out of the way. Now I will play this one. Play it with a red mana. We use the bottom. I can't because we got to discard a card. You see what I'm talking about? You see how complicated this is? Oh, man. Well, what we would do instead, back all that up. We can take the turn back again. What I'm going to do instead is I will spend this, swiftness. I'm going to spend swiftness for 2 movement points, okay? Not spend any mana on it, 2 movement points, and it costs 2 movement points to reveal another tile. There we go. We'll pull the top tile off the stack, and we flip it over, and you see what we have here. Now, you have to match up the symbols. So this goes here. You make sure that the number faces in the same way as the others, and it does. And you match star to star and circle to circle. Just like that. So straight ahead of us, there's another village. There is a mine with a white crystal. And we've got a keep. So now we take the keep, we reach over here, and we take one of the keep markers. And we put it on top of it, just like that. Now, when we get up next to it, if we get any of these 3 squares next to it, we can flip the keep over and take a look at what is in that keep there. Okay? So I've used swiftness. Do I have anything else that I can play out of my hand right now? We got the attack. We got the influence. And influence is only a 2. Do I want to do... Ooh, that red. Attack of 4. Yeah, we'll do that. I'm going to take a wound. I'm not going to worry about blocking. I'm going to attack instead. So I've used my movement now. Remember, movement has to come first. So I used the movement. I revealed the thing. Now I'm going to attack them. I don't have any ranged I can attack with. So they attack me now. And they are going to attack at a 6. Well, I'm going to take the 6. I'm just going to go ahead and have them attack me with a 6. There's nothing really else that I can do. I can't block it. Let's see. I block it with a 3, 4, 5, 6. I can block it with my whole hand, but I won't be able to attack them back. That's the problem with attacking them. So I'll just let them go ahead and attack me with a 6. I'm not going to be able to block it. So boom, they go ahead and hit me. Now, the 6 only counts because of their swift. That 6 only counts on the block. When they actually attack me, they're attacking me with a 3. Okay? Okay, pretty much ignore my next episode, the next part where I'm explaining damage. I get the concept right, but I neglect that you take the damage before you reduce it for armor. So they attack with a 3, so the fact that they attack me in, it's above my 2 armor class means that I take a wound to start with. Then my 2 armor reduces the 3 to a 1, which means I take a second wound, and then my 2 armor reduces it to a -1, which then I don't take anymore. So I should have 2 wounds in my hand now instead of the 1 wound that I took, because you take the initial hit. So I will fix that before I record the next episode. I'll get it straightened out. And with a 3, the armor is a 2. So a 3 minus 2 is 1. So they do 1 damage to me. Anything above 0, so it's gone from a 3 minus 2 to a 1. Anything above 0 gives me a wound. So I take my first wound card right here, and it goes into my hand. Okay? So I've now got a wound in my hand. Now, do you have a positive number? Yes, you do. So you do it again. You take that 1 minus 2 is a -1. Is that above 0? No. So they've done just the 1 wound to me. If they had like a power of 6, let's say they had a 6, or let's say they had a 5. Let's say their attack was a 5. You do a 5 minus 2 would be a 3, and I would get a wound. Then you go that 3 minus 2 would be a 1, and I would get another wound. I would take a second wound. And then that 1 minus 2 would be a -1, and I wouldn't take any. So I would take, if their strength had been a 5, I would take 2 wounds. As it is, I just take the 1. All right, now it's my turn to attack them. So we didn't do a range. They attacked us. We didn't block, so they hurt us. Now we look through our hand, and we get to do the attack this time. Now this time is the time I will lay down improv. I will take a red mana, put it on that, discard another card from my hand. And to do that, and discard, you can never discard a wound. Unfortunately, it'd be nice if I could get rid of the wound. Can't do that. So it has to be one of these others. And I think I am going to discard Ice Attack 2, Ice Attack, Ice Block 3. I am going to discard Rage. I'll get rid of Rage, put it in my discards. And that gives me a move 5, influence 5, attack 5, or block 5. I will use it as an attack 5. The attack 5 overcomes their 4, so I've defeated them. So I took out the Wolf Riders. Now the Wolf Riders, I'm going to go over here to this board. First I get 1 fame point for turning over when you put a new thing on the board. So my fame goes from a 0 to a 1. Okay, for putting down another tile. Then I get 3 more fame for defeating the enemy. That's what the red at the bottom means. 1, 2, 3. So my fame is now a 4. We've gone up a level. We level up at the end of our turn. And because it's a raging orc tribe, we get 1 reputation. So my reputation goes up by 1. It's still a 0, but it goes up to the higher 0 instead of the middle 0. And then this gets put over here in its discard pile. Okay. So that's got that. Taking them out, is there anything else I can do? Well, I'm thinking... I was thinking about possibly using this influence, but I don't have enough cards in my deck. I need to get... See, I could go for these Herbalist, and that's a heal or ready or gain mana. Gain a green mana. I want attack is what I want. I want some guardsmen. So I'm going to hold off on the influence. Okay? I'm not going to do anything else with these cards. I'm going to consider my turn to be over. So now we re-roll this die. Put it back out there. We got a white one this time. So now we have a white, a green, and a gold over here in the source. We throw these two into the discard pile. We deal cards to fill up our hand, and remember, our hand has a wound in it. This wound counts against our hand limit. So we've got 3. We only get to get 2 more cards now. A March and another Swiftness. So as you see, you want to try and get rid of wounds because wounds fill up your hand. They come into your hand, they stay in your hand. As I said before, if that thing had been a 5 and we had took it, we'd have 2 wounds now and only 3 usable cards instead of 1 wound and 4 usable cards. Not good. So we've redone all of this, got everything back the way we want it to be, and now the dummy player takes his go. He deals 3 cards again. 1, 2, and 3. He's got a red one, and he's yet white and green, so that doesn't count. And now it's going to be my turn to start, my go to start the next turn.